I'm back with another Amazon Renewed series video, and this time I'm using the iPhone 12 to see if it's something you should consider purchase if you're looking for an inexpensive phone. Now, the Amazon Renewed series has always been popular amongst everyone who watches it, but things have changed since I first started doing these videos. Amazon has kind of expanded the service and kind of the things they do with Amazon Renewed, so let me real quick get you caught up. Amazon Renewed is a service by which you can buy used phones that are refurbished that hit a specific specification according to Amazon standards. Now, when it first started, it meant that they looked brand new and had at least 80% battery life. That has since changed, since now they have added different conditions like good, excellent, and the like. Previously, there was only one, just Amazon Renewed. But now you can save a little bit extra money if you're willing to, deal with a couple of little scratches here and there. And the return policy is still amazing, 90 days. Like, that's the whole thing. That's the reason this is interesting, not because it's less expensive, but because you have Amazon backing you for 90 days on any return. I decided to try something different and get the good version instead of the excellent or almost new looking phone. I was curious what it would look like and how it would handle. So let's real quick look at what Amazon considers good. These again are the pre-owned products that have been professionally inspected, tested, and cleaned by Amazon qualified vendors, but it's not certified by Apple. And the product is in good condition. That means the screen has no scratches, but the body may show light scratches barely visible from 12 inches away. And of course, the battery still has to exceed 80% capacity. Well, my battery's at 88%, and for a phone that came out in 2020, that's not too bad. The scratches are definitely visible from further than 12 inches away. Having said that, they're not that bad. And of course, I'm putting mine in a case. By the way, it's a really cool case. If you like it, maybe I'll leave a link in the description and you can pick one up yourself. But before I set this up, as you all know, I don't just put all my information in these phones without using this video sponsor, trendmicro, which has protected me for the last 3 straight years. One of the things I tell all my viewers that they need to do is make sure they secure their smart devices. Sure, it's the latest and greatest in technology, but if you don't secure them, someone else could be using that power against you. Introducing the Premium Security Suite from trendmicro. The Premium Security Suite from trendmicro offers maximum security protection for your PC and Mac with 24/7 support, protection for Android and iOS devices. More than likely, when you travel, you use a public Wi-Fi hotspot. Using public Wi-Fi is one of the most dangerous things you can do nowadays. The VPN Proxy 1 Pro turns public hotspots into a secure Wi-Fi connection using a VPN. It encrypts communication, blocks dangerous and malicious websites, and works for PC, Mac, Android, and iOS. So you can use public Wi-Fi hotspots without any fear. I personally have been using trendmicro for over 2 years on my home network and devices, and I couldn't be happier. So hit the link in the description below for a special discount, and thanks trendmicro for sponsoring this video. So I picked up this case and I put it together, and I decided to, a couple of videos ago, I decided to start using Mint Mobile as my testing platform for phone calls and data, since they actually have such a really good service. And I figure if you're going to try to save money on a phone, you might want to save money on a service. I've actually done a video about Mint Mobile here on this channel before, just to get you caught up on what Mint Mobile is. It uses the T-Mobile network, and it's a really inexpensive version of unlimited 5G. As a matter of fact, their 5G services start at like $30 a month. But if you use the link in my description, you actually can get the first 3 months for $15 off. I'm super happy with the service, and because it's less expensive, it makes a perfect match for any Amazon Renewed phone. So I've been using it with that. And of course, like I said last time when I did this same exact thing, the speeds were excellent because, again, it's still using the T-Mobile network, so it's not like it's using some type of janky network. And I'm getting incredible speeds, and everything works exactly like you would think. Now, of course, the battery capacity being slightly less than 100% obviously means I'm going to get less battery life. And the 12s were never really known for their battery life in the first place, but getting through a day is not that difficult. Now, as a reminder, this phone actually kind of broke ground for Apple. This was the first 5G phone, and the first with this design with the kind of squared off edges and everything. 5G squared off edges. It also was the first base level with OLED screens and MagSafe, which is why I think if you're looking at any of these phones, trying to get like an older iPhone, this is the only one you should go to. You should go no further back than 12 because you get 5G and OLED. Those things in and of themselves are worth it as far as future-proofing yourself somewhat. Now, again, I paid about $340 for this in good condition, and it's 100% worth that much money. Like, it's 100% worth it. You're not the type of person that's buying an iPhone 15 Pro Max if you're looking at something like this, but as either a secondary phone or a phone for your kids or something like that. Yes, Absolutely yes. And I put iOS 17 on here as well. Works like a charm. Everything is just kind of perfect. Like it just works just like my iPhone 14 Pro Max, except for it's smaller. It has a big ass notch. But one of the things that's really interesting about this is the 60 hertz. Now, it's never been a big deal until recently. Of course, all the controversy surrounding that the iPhone 15 only has a 60 hertz screen. And yes, you can tell the difference between the iPhone Pro Max series of phones and the base level 12 or 13 or 14 or 15 at 60 versus 120. You can absolutely tell the difference. Anyone tells you different than that, they're lying. Now, is it that big of a deal? Not really, but for some reason, I think because I'm so used to my Pro Max, I noticed that this felt extra kind of glitchy. So I decided to take a slow motion video and show you that, yeah, I mean, it's not as smooth as a Pro Max. But again, you're only paying $300 and some odd for this thing, so I think that's kind of okay. My guess is this isn't going to bother anyone who buys a phone like this from Amazon Renewed. They're already trying to save money, and they may not have been exposed to very many high refresh rate phones anyway. So I just wanted to bring that out and at least let you know that, yeah, you can see a difference, but in a vacuum where you're not seeing these high refresh phones, it's not a big deal. And of course, the images, the pictures, and video are excellent. It's an iPhone, you know you can rely on it. And again, some of the tweaks they did from the iPhone 11 to 12 kind of up the ability to take pictures in the dark, and a bunch of other things that they always tweak every time they come out with a newer version of an iPhone. Yeah, it's an iPhone. But again, to me, this is the base level, the absolute furthest back you should go for any kind of like secondary phone or a phone for your kids. Because again, 5G, OLED, and MagSafe are enough for me to say this phone worth $300 easy. And again, in looking at the good condition versus the excellent, I think the excellent goes for like $360 or so, which will feel like and look like a new phone. But quite frankly, I don't know if it's even worth that much money, $30 or $40 for a little bit of scratches. And when I put this case on, I can't see it anyway. I actually was really happy with my time with the iPhone 12. It worked just fine. The size is a little bit small for me, but still absolutely usable. And the service on Mint Mobile was great. So my experience and everything come all together, it's just there's a thumbs up. One other thing I should mention is even if your battery life starts to go down faster, in other words, you get one that's like 84%, and over the course of a couple months, it goes under 80%, Apple actually can replace the battery for you for not that much money. A new iPhone battery replacement at your local Apple store is $90. And while you might think, well, that's a lot of money, it essentially gives you a brand new phone all over again. So it's kind of worth the money. And lastly, and I kind of forget to talk about this, the accessories you get with this thing are, of course, a third-party lightning table and an actual power brick, which is ironic because you don't even get a power brick when you buy iPhones and never did when you bought an iPhone 12. So kind of funny. But I wirelessly charge everything, and the fact that this has MagSafe has made it super simple for me to recharge. But what do you think? This is the iPhone 12 on Amazon Renewed. I think it's worth it. The money that you would spend on something like this, you're going to get a reliable phone with all types of great features and the ability to be on iOS 17 and more iOSs to come. I think it's kind of a winner. If you haven't seen some of these other videos I've been doing lately, you probably should watch them because they're kind of funny. I've been having a lot of fun. Of course, I'll see you next time. Peace and love.